Huntdown feels like it fits alongside with old NES titles like Ninja Gaiden and Contra. It's hard as nails at times, and the 2D plane works well with its 16-bit graphical design. More than anything else, it is unabashedly itself. A retro, over-the-top shooter with a focus on boss design and those very boss fights. Yes, the dialogue is cheesy, and the story, hard air quotes there, is pretty predictable. Still, it manages to be an enjoyable experience, even if it is incredibly short-lived at a little under 2 hours. You are a bounty hunter, tasked with cleaning the streets. You get to choose between one of 3 hitmen, and they generally all play the same. You have one major bounty with several smaller ones along the way. You will navigate each level, running from left to right, clearing out any enemies that get in your path, and occasionally they'll drop health or weapons which can later be used to fight the oncoming waves of enemies. As you reach the end of a level, you'll fight a boss. Rinse and repeat. Each section of the city has different themes that you'll traverse, each of which has its own unique set of weapons. Each section of the city also has its own major boss, which can sometimes require several attempts to defeat. The game is fun, mindlessly fun, but fun nonetheless. At the normal difficulty, you'll benefit from regaining all of your health at checkpoints, and this makes the majority of the game a cakewalk. However, the difficulty of jumping up causes you to play a lot more cautiously in order to clear the level. The weapons were pretty fun and diverse, with most feeling like they had a pretty good use. I, however, wish I could hold 3 instead of 2 because I felt like there were times that I didn't use it because I was saving it and all of the ammo for the boss room. Lastly, I felt like the controls were incredibly tight and responsive. This is a good thing considering it's a pretty fast-paced game, especially at the end where you have several enemies in the room with you. At no point did I experience any technical issues with the game. The game lasts 2 hours. Yes, you can go back and play harder difficulties and or the arcade mode, but I don't feel like most people will do that. With a price hovering between $5 and $8, you'll have to make a decision on whether the experience, like the gameplay you see here, is worth it. Another thing that you should be aware of is that every level has 3 sub-missions that you can achieve, such as defeating X number of bad guys, finding all the briefcases, or not dying. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like the game offers too much of an incentive outside of bragging rights. When the game comes to a close, you're just left there thinking, that's it? I felt like there was a whole chapter of the story that it was preparing me for, and then it just ended. So there's that too. Listen, Huntdown is definitely a game that is going to scratch the itch for a lot of gamers out there. An old school run and gun shooter with cool, albeit very stereotypical bosses is not something that you're going to find on mobile often. Moreover, there is a level of polish with it with fully voice acted characters, no matter how cheesy the dialogue is. And no performance issues, so it might be something that you've been looking for. For me, however, I finished it and did not see a reason to go back after doing so. The game was fun, the fights were cool, but I felt like it was over before it started. Hopefully that helps you out in making your purchasing decision. It's available on both Android and iOS. If you have any recommendations for me to review, leave it in the comments section below. Otherwise, stay tuned in to Gaming in the Moment.